It's the NFL on EA Sports. All eyes are on Jamar Chase. He comes into this one fifth in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Bengals and the Eagles, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Yard line just across the 25. Out come the Eagles for the first time, and the man in charge at quarterback in his fifth year now, Jalen Hurts.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here, the NFL.
Barkley will take this one in for an Eagles touchdown. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, back taking care of himself.
Now the Bengals make their way out on offense for the first time, led by their fifth-year quarterback out of LSU, Joe Burrow.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. I'm right. Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TV. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week, when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding?
The drive, and it's 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Touchdown! T. Higgins. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have moved out in front. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there because...
Field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Throwing is Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Eagles are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. As it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But
over 50 yards of punt so far as this one's away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for the Eagles, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they fall 2 games under